Let's stay in Gladstone. Joining me live is the Environment and Water Minister Tanya Plibersek. Thanks so much for your time before this cabinet meeting. Obviously, the solutions are pretty hard here, but does Labor have an idea about what to do with this energy crisis on the East Coast?
Well, we do, of course. Chris Bowen met with state energy ministers last week. They came up with an 11-point plan. And what was interesting about that meeting was that it was Liberal, Labor, Green energy ministers and the Commonwealth Energy Minister, Chris Bowen, working together cooperatively to address the problem. And the real issue that we have here is almost a decade of failed plans from the previous government. 22 separate energy plans. They didn't land one of them. What we're dealing with is the result of delay, denial and chaos from the previous government. And of course, we need to address that quickly. We know that there are pensioners today in very cold parts of Australia deciding whether or not to put the heater on because they're not sure if they can afford their energy bills. We absolutely need to tackle that. We know that renewable energy is both cheaper and cleaner, and we want to see more renewable energy able to go into the national energy grid, but that's going to take some work to upgrade our transmission network, to upgrade the grid itself. And so we're working with state and territory ministers to do that, but also to look at immediate actions like allowing the energy market operator to be able to buy and store gas. So, and this is something that the previous government could have done at any time, but because they were so riven with chaos, with the fact that the Liberals and the Nationals could never agree, or the two parts of the Liberal Party could never agree on an energy plan, well, we're seeing the results of it.
Certainly, and Parliament has been focused on a cleaner energy system. And you do note that renewables are cleaner and cheaper, but the situation we're in at the moment, the transition to net zero, doesn't right now prove that renewables aren't reliable. They're not as reliable as we need them to be at this moment in time.
No, it proves that the previous government absolutely failed on making sure that our transmission network was ready for the change that's happening not just in Australia but around the world. I mean, we've got 3 million Australians who've put photovoltaic cells on their roof, solar energy on their roof, because they've worked out that it's cheaper. What we need to do is make sure we can harness that cheaper, cleaner energy in a way that makes sure that businesses and homes have a supply of energy that is reliable, that is, continues to be value for money. And to do that, we need to upgrade our transmission system, and we've got a plan to do that.
Yes, certainly. Under Labor's climate policy, it would mean 82% renewables by 2030. That's still only 82%. You've got another 18% that will come from elsewhere. I think everyone expects that to be pretty reasonable. But what is that other 18%? Does gas become a bigger part of our energy mix?
Well, gas is absolutely part of the transition to renewables right now. It's an important part, as is pumped hydro, as is greater storage, as is reducing our energy consumption or being more energy efficient. All of these things are part of the mix, and we'll do them in the most cost-effective way. What we had from the previous government is this ideological battle about, keeping renewables out of the energy market. We recognise that they're cheaper and cleaner, but we need backup to make sure that the supply of energy is reliable as well. And as you say, gas will be part of that transition.